Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Raw Doggin with Dinero. I'm your host, Mike Dinero, and this is the show where we watch the final 30 minutes of Monday Night Raw, the main event, the most important part of Monday Night Raw, along with all the Circle of Debate subscribers. So make sure before we start the show, hit that subscribe button right here. Subscribe to the Circle Debate. Make sure you follow along because the Circle Debate has nothing but amazing content every single week. Not only do you have the Circle Debate flagship show, not only do you have Raw Doggin with Dinero, not only do you have the Wrestling Delorean podcast, you have Top Rope Wrestling Talk, you got the Meatheads, you got the MMA show, you got the New Japan show, you have Top 5 coming back. You have so much to choose from. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right here on the best YouTube channel going, the Circle of Debate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a hell of a main event for this Monday Night Raw on this Monday, November 6th. This is the show hot off the heels of a great crown jewel. We are on the road to Survivor Series, and we have in the main event here for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. This has been a show where I talk about the main event of Monday Night Raw, but it is not often I could talk about a title matchup. This is the first time in 5 months that a World Heavyweight title matchup main events Monday Night Raw, and I'm so hyped for this one because right now this is going to be a phenomenal matchup. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, we're getting started with it right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Gotta give a big shout out to the boss man, Ivan Castillo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. I am back. I'm back in action. Look at the cameras looking crispy. I'm so glad to be here, homie. Seth Rollins getting introduced right now. Him and Sami Zayn are going to have a hell of a matchup. But before I get into this matchup, before it starts, I made a big announcement today on the new Instagram. You can follow on Instagram at Dinero Podcasts that we're going to be bringing not one, not two, but 3 shows every week. Not only would you have the Raw Doggin with Dinero every Monday, but starting this Wednesday, you have Total Nonstop Delorean, where I'll be going back in time and talking all about the history of TNA. And then, of course, on Friday, you have the Wrestling Delorean podcast. Check this out, y'all. So make sure you're subscribing to all 3 podcasts because it is about to get crazy. We're about to take it to the next level, baby. Anyway, let's get into the main event. Right now, we got Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins hooking it up. We got the filling out process right now. Shout out to, Seth Rollins has the best gear in wrestling. My man looks hella dope right now. This is very interesting. We all thought that Sami Zayn was going to get lost in the shuffle ever since Kevin Owens went to SmackDown, but it does not seem to be the case. Just a mere 3 weeks later, and Sami Zayn's already in the main event, wrestling for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a very good Raw so far. Not only have we seen good matches like a women's battle royal to crown the #1 contender for the women's championship at Survivor Series, won by Zoe Starks, which is going to be a great matchup when Zoe Starks and Rhea Ripley go one-on-one at Survivor Series. We also saw a 4-way to crown a new #1 contender to go against Walter. Well, what year am I living in? To go against Gunther for the Intercontinental Champion. Hopefully that match is at Survivor Series as well. But a very good Raw so far. Like I said, hot off the heels of a very good Crown Jewel pay-per-view. We had Drew McIntyre show up to the show and leave the show. Drew McIntyre refusing to appear on Raw tonight is very interesting, especially with the rumors out there that Drew McIntyre has yet to sign his official WWE contract. Right now, a lot of interesting things going. It was announced at Crown Jewel that we are going to be getting War Games at Survivor Series again. So a lot to be excited for in the WWE right now. Right now, we still got the filling out process between Sami and Seth Rollins. 2 guys who are no strangers to each other. Way before they even came to the WWE, these guys were mixing it up in PWG. They were mixing it up in Ring of Honor. Hell, I remember when El Generico and Kevin Steen won the tag team champions from Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs. And look at these guys now. Main eventing Monday Night Raw. Love to see it, y'all. Shout out to my South Philly Psycho brother, Dom, in the building. What's up, bro? But Raw been pretty awesome. I can't wait to see the main event either. Yo, this is going to be a hell of a main event, and they're getting time. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Do you think that Sami Zayn might pull out a shocker here? That'll be interesting. Nice wraparound by... Oh, Sami Zayn going for the Blue Thunder Bomb early. Seth Rollins gets out of it. Sami Zayn looking to dive here. Up. With the fake. Seth Rollins gets out the way, but Sami Zayn is like, nah, homie. Both go face to face right now. I didn't get a chance to really talk about Crown Jewel either. I enjoyed Crown Jewel. I wasn't the biggest fan of Logan Paul becoming the new United States champion, but I enjoyed Crown Jewel. I thought that Roman Reigns and LA Knight was fun. I thought that Solo and John Cena was fun, even though a lot of people are like, John Cena embarrassed himself and John Cena doesn't have what it takes anymore. Listen, for John Cena to put Solo over regardless, that was a big moment. I feel like if John Cena won that matchup, then we could have had the complaint that, you know, John Cena should have not won. He shouldn't be around. But if he's putting somebody over like Solo Sikoa, definitely it's a big moment. And on top of that, it also says that, you know, John Cena may be finishing up his in-ring career, and he's going to do it by putting the next guy over. And by him doing that and giving Solo Sikoa that spotlight, that was a big moment. You also had Rhea Ripley win that big 5-way matchup. Rhea Ripley looks like a freaking beast out there. Like, shout out to Mommy. Mommy right now is killing it. Like I said, overall, a lot to be excited for in the WWE. It was announced that we're officially getting War Games again. I know last year, War Games on Survivor Series, it was a good matchup. I was hoping that they bring back the concept. I would not be upset if every year for Survivor Series, we see a War Games. But it has to make sense. Don't just throw random teams of 5 out there. It has to make sense. Give me the Judgment Day in War Games. Give me Imperium in War Games. Do not just give me two random teams of 5 just for having a War Games matchup. You know what I mean? Like, who needs that? That's why I am very excited to see what they're going to do with War Games this year. But overall, for what is being, you know, built up to for Survivor Series already, I'm all in. I'm excited. See what we got here. Words can't express how excited I'd be if Sammy won. Still don't think it's going to happen. You can get all our thoughts on Crown Jewel right here on this channel, Cheap Pop. Most definitely, dude. This is the hardest working channel going today. This is the best working channel today. Shout out to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Shout out to Circle Debate. Shout out to the Meathead. Shout out to the whole squad. You know what I mean? From everyone from Ivan to Dom to High Class to Wendy to Chris to Matt to Coach Rage. Yo, we got a squad, and it's only going to get bigger from here. Like I said, every Monday you're going to have Raw Doggin with Dinero. Every Wednesday you're going to have Total Nonstop Delorean. Every Friday you're going to have the Wrestling Delorean podcast, and that's not it. That's just me. You're going to have Top Rope Wrestling Talk every Friday. You're going to have the MMA show every Wednesday. You're going to have Circle of Debate every Saturday. This channel's working, y'all, so make sure you hit that subscribe button because it is only going to go up from here. And your boy's back, dude. I'm fucking, you know, officially signed to SiriusXM. We're bringing in new fans, new eyes. It's going to be awesome. I'm totally excited for the future of the Circle of Debate channel. This shit's a network, bro. This shit's going to be magical. All facts, bro. Great to have you back. I appreciate that, brother. I definitely do, man. Here we got a commercial for the War Games matchup. It's going to be interesting. We've seen a lot of crazy War Games in WWE so far, from their NXT War Games to here. It's going to be awesome. Oh yeah, can't forget Meatheads. Meatheads every other week, y'all. Let's get back to this matchup right now. Main event. We're back to the action here. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We got Sami Zayn in the corner right now. Seth Rollins is laying some heavy chops onto Sami Zayn, dropping Sami Zayn with the chops. Now laying the boots into him. I'm digging the gear for Seth Rollins. Big chops now from Sami Zayn to Seth. Wow. Seth Rollins throws Sami Zayn into the guardrail. Sami Zayn jumps onto the guardrail and hits a moonsault onto Seth Rollins. Now that's some classic El Generico shit right there. Sami bringing Seth Rollins back into the matchup here. Back into the ring, I should say. Hell yeah, this is definitely more than a network. This is definitely a family, y'all. And you could join the family by hitting that subscribe button, so make sure you subscribe. More heavy chops here from Sami Zayn onto Seth Rollins. Damn, Sami's bringing the heat with those chops. Yo, who has had a harder schedule than Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins defending that title every month. Seth Rollins, who had bangers with Shinsuke Nakamura. Seth Rollins, who has bangers with Damian Priest. Seth Rollins, who had a banger with Drew McIntyre. Who has had a harder schedule than Seth Rollins at this moment? Where, like I said, that was on some El Generico shit. If you know, you know. Seth now working the arm of Sami Zayn in the corner. Going for the whip. Sami Zayn going up top. Diving elbow onto Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins definitely moving at a slower pace here. He had a banger of a match with Drew McIntyre. It definitely seems like the hard schedule that Seth Rollins been running through, it seems like it's starting to catch up to him, which is understandable because, I mean, guys, like I said, who has had a harder schedule right now than Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins fighting back both men. This is becoming a hockey fight. They're just slugging at each other right now. Seth Rollins getting the best of the exchange. Oh, Sami Zayn coming back. Huge clothesline from Sami Zayn onto Seth Rollins. Nasty, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, I would be remiss if I don't mention that Raw Doggin with Dinero is not just a live show on the Circle Debate. You can also check out the audio of Raw Doggin with Dinero as soon as we go off the air on all podcast platforms. Just type in Raw Doggin with Dinero and subscribe. Because after we go live here, we have not only the live watch along, but we have the Raw post show on the audio platform. So make sure you subscribe to Raw Doggin with Dinero, because we have a Raw post show every Monday right after Raw. Nice tope suicida by Seth Rollins. Now, Sami Zayn going over. Huge flip dive from Sami Zayn onto Seth Rollins. These guys are virtually even at this moment in the matchup. So right now, it could go any way. It could go either way. Every time Sami Zayn hits that top rope flip dive, he makes that shit look so clean. I never seen him make it. He never botched it. He never make it. Said, look, ugly. That shit's always a work of beauty. Got the sling blade there by Seth. Sami pops right back up. Seth Rollins starting to hype himself up. Seth Rollins in the corner here. Oh, Sami Zayn going for the Luva kick. He misses. Seth with the springboard. Nice flip dive. Swanton bomb by Seth. Now with a beautiful moonsault. Nice combination there. Seth Rollins pulling out all the stops, but it's not enough to hold down Sami Zayn. What was his? I was about to call him by his old name. What was it? The underdog of the underground? It's been a while since they called him that. Dom says Sami has mastered the tope con hilo. Packed crowd for Monday Night Raw tonight. That place looks stacked. That place looks packed. They're seeing a hell of a main event here. Uh-oh. Both men now fighting on the apron here, the edge of the ring, the hardest part of the ring, if you didn't know. Who's going to get the better of the... Uh-oh. Rollins going for the pedigree on the apron? Oh, big back body drop onto the injured back of Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn with the reversal to the pedigree, taking out the injured back. Oh, man, as we go into commercial right now, Sami Zayn is on top. It's going to take a lot for Seth Rollins to fight back in this matchup. So far, this match has been decent. I'm enjoying it. You know, it does seem like both men are wrestling hurt. They're wrestling a little slower, but it's not taken away from the action because they're still, you know, put on a hell of a matchup. But it does seem like Seth Rollins is wrestling a step slower than Sami Zayn. Like I said, the man has had a rigorous schedule, so it all makes sense. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming the man. I just think that right now, Seth Rollins could use a bit of a break, but you are now entering the most exciting time for the WWE. So a break Seth Rollins will not be getting. You got to defend that title at Survivor Series. You're going to lead into the Royal Rumble, which is going to put you on the road to WrestleMania. So there is going to be no rest for the weary. Sami Zayn is not going to be able, well, Seth Rollins is not going to be able to take a break. So it's either he fights through the pain or he cracks under the pressure. Ivan says it's good to see Sami getting more TV time, though. Man, I'm so happy Zoe Starks got the win of the Battle Royal. So I hope they push her very well. She needs it. I definitely agree. I don't see her beating Rhea Ripley, but I do bet that Zoe Starks versus Rhea Ripley is going to be a hell of a matchup at Survivor Series. I think Rhea Ripley comes out on top, but it's going to be very, very physical. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. But I'm sticking to what I think is going to be the women's world title matchup at WrestleMania. And that's going to be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. I think that she has to hold that title all the way through. So, yeah, at this point, I don't think that Rhea Ripley is going to be losing that title anytime soon. As she shouldn't. I mean, she's been having a hell of a title reign, and she's been very entertaining. Right now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Rhea Ripley might be my favorite female in the WWE. And that's coming from someone who's a big fan of a lot of the women in the WWE. But right now, Rhea Ripley has been highly entertaining, and I don't really want to see her lose that belt anytime soon. So hold it all the way to Mania. Give me Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I'm all for it. Becky Lynch, who is no longer the NXT champion, losing that title to Lyra Valkyria. I don't know if I said that right, but it's going to be very interesting. Ivan says, now they need to push the tag team division now with the addition with the Creed brothers and the return of DIY is going to be interesting for the division for sure. Definitely. I think that the Creed brothers coming up, I think with the DIY return, I think that's the shot that the tag team division needed. I feel like they have the fire lit under their ass. And I think that they need to step it up. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the tag division. Give me Judgment Day versus DIY. That's what I want to see. Dom says, Mommy is the best champ in all of WWE by a wide margin. She's definitely very entertaining. Is she the best champ? I mean, I would say that she's. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people will say Roman Reigns' title reign has been very long. And yes, it has been extremely long. Woo! Sami Zayn reversing the curb stop into the Blue Thunder Bomb. And that was 2 5/4 or 4/4. Wait, 3/4. Dude, I failed math. 3/4. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Roman Reigns' title reign has been very fun. It's been long and shit, but I don't think that right now as the most entertaining, you know, I would say has to be either between Rhea Ripley or Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been having a hell of a reign, having fresh matchups, having fun matchups on a semi-weekly basis. Big half and half exploder into the corner by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn going for the haluva kick. Uh-oh. Seth Rollins reversing it into a hits the pedigree. Is this going to be 3? 1, 2. Oh, and just like that, Sami Zayn kicks out. Like I was going to say, so yes, I think that Rhea Ripley and Seth Rollins might be a tie, in my opinion, for best title reign. I think that when it comes to an entertainment factor, the storylines for the Bloodline been fun, but you don't see Roman defend that title as much as we see Seth Rollins and Rhea Ripley defend their titles. So I'm more intrigued right now with those two titles as opposed to the WWE Universal Undisputed yada yada champion. But it's definitely a tie for me between Rhea Ripley and Seth Rollins. I mean, hence, look at the fucking thumbnail. Look at the two people I picked. Seth Rollins going for another curb stomp. He misses, and we have a Boston Crab here by Sami Zayn. A deep Boston Crab. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Seth Rollins reversing the Boston Crab into a pin and gets the 3 count. The surprise, the roll-up 3 count, the sneak victory. Still your world heavyweight champion, Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn put up a hell of a fight. Like I said, I'm starting to see the cracks in the armor for Seth Rollins, so it's going to be very interesting how much longer he could keep up with this pace and hold that title. Nonetheless, right now, at the end of this episode of Monday Night Raw, standing on top as still your champion, Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn does not look happy here. Are we going to see a sign of respect here? Seth Rollins extending the hand. Is Sami Zayn going to shake that hand? Reluctantly, he does. I can see Sami going heel soon. That was a reluctant sign of respect. Sami Zayn is heartbroken. Oh! Judgment Day jumping Sami Zayn from behind. Seth Rollins with a huge dive trying to take out Judgment Day, but Judgment Day, the numbers are too much for Sami and Seth. Oh man, this is a beatdown. This is a mugging. We got Dirty Dom. We got JD McDonough. We got Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Oh, here comes Jey Uso. Oh shit, is this going to be War Games right here? Is this War Games? Is it going to be Jey Uso, Cody, Seth, and Sammy versus Judgment Day in War Games? Give me that. That's going to be fire. Here comes Cody. All we need now is we need William Regal to come out and just scream out War Games. Oh man, it's chaos right now. We got referees trying to break up all 8 men. It's pandemonium. This is what we do over here on Raw Doggin with Dinero. We got absolute pandemonium right now. We got Dom fighting Cody on the top of the fucking announce table. We got security trying to break them up. We got WWE officials trying to break them up. Here we go. Come on. Announce that shit, Pierce. There we go. There it is. War Games, Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. That's going to be fire. I like the enthusiasm when Adam Pearce screamed out War Games. It wasn't quite William Regal-esque. It wasn't quite William Regal. Still had that fire behind it. So shout out to Pierce. The fight continues here. Cody Rhodes flying through the air, taking out everybody. Hey, yo, Dom, if this is not on some ECW shit, I don't know what is. Yo, we got a Pier 6 brawl to end Raw. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What a Raw, yo. That fucking Survivor Series PLE is going to be fire. We're not only going to be getting Zoe Starks versus Rhea Ripley, but now you're getting Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso versus JD McDonough, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dirty Dom Mysterio. War Games. That's going to be fire. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you so much for checking out this edition of Raw Doggin with Dinero. If you want to hear this live as well as the Raw post show, make sure you tune in right now to the Raw Doggin with Dinero audio cast. Something just popped on the TV. Sorry, fucked my whole outro speech up. But check out Raw Doggin with Dinero on every podcast platform, brought to you by the good folks at Sirius XM Radio. So make sure you check that out. I love you all. I'll be here next week with a new edition of Raw Doggin with Dinero. But this is the biggest week in my history because not only do we have Raw Doggin with Dinero on Monday, I am debuting a new show this upcoming Wednesday with Total Nonstop Delorean. And that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing back the Wrestling DeLorean podcast, Passenger's Pick, every Friday. So now the Wrestling DeLorean podcast is in the hands of the Wrestling DeLorean passengers. I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about. You're going to tell me what I'm talking about. So make sure you follow all three: Raw Doggin with Dinero, Total Nonstop DeLorean, Wrestling DeLorean podcast. But most of all, make sure you hit the subscribe button right here on the Circle of Debate YouTube channel where the action never stops. I love you all. Take care. I will catch you Wednesday for the debut of Total Nonstop DeLorean, y'all.